emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics. Hello and welcome to the Final Order Report, where we bring you a hand-picked selection of comics and graphic novels before they head to print and quantities are finalized. I am Dan Merritt, Chief Purchasing Officer at Green Brain Comics, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop and your last chance to subscribe or special order before the final order deadline this Monday at noon, April 7th. These titles will be hitting our shelves as soon as April 30th. Green Brain Comics and the Final Order Report are proudly powered by Comichub. Check out Comichub online at comichub.com or download the mobile app for Android and iPhone. Create an account or access your existing account to order and pay securely online, making sure you never miss an issue. Today I'll be using Comichub to showcase items from this week's Last Call for Confirmed Orders Carousel. But before that, I'd like to thank our good friends over at Klezmageddon for today's soundtrack. Check out Klezmageddon real soon somewhere. All right, let's see. First thing we want to check out today in Final Order Report is Small Press Comics. And we'll jump right into that here. All right, first thing I want to show you is from AWA Publishing. This is one of their graphic novella formats, 48 pages for $8.99, with art and a cover by Tim Bradstreet. Over at Boom Studios, we get a fourth issue of When I Lay My Vengeance Upon Thee from Gus Marino and Jacob Rebelka, with a very cool cover by Jacob Rebelka on A, and a B cover by none other than Jacob Phillips. Dynamite has a whole bunch of stuff on the plate for FOC this week, including Herculoids number 3. They've got a plethora of covers, so I'm just going to blast through them. We just got this A cover from Francesco Mattina, Joseph Michael Linsner, a very cool Bjorn Barons cover. Let's get some zoom on here. And we got this Dan Panosian cover on E from Herculoids number 3. Over on the Silverhawks series, we get a cover A from Mark Spears, going to be very popular there. A Jay Lee cover. James Stocco, that's pretty cool. I'm digging that. A Gerardo Borges cover, and a Lyrics Lee cover on F. Shiny Cowboy Man. Space Ghost comes back with a 12th issue from David Pepos and Jonathan Lau on interiors, Francesco Mattina on A Jay Lee cover on B, Bjorn Barons on C, that is Anthony Marquise on D. And then we move right on over to Terminator number 7, written by Declan Shalvey, who also turned in this A cover. We got a B cover from Edwin Gelman. Ooh, and a C cover from Cat Stags. A D cover from David Cousins. And then over on the Thundercat series, number 15, we get a Lucio Perillo cover, Declan Shalvey cover, Jay Lee, that also includes June Chung on art, on all these covers. And a Mannix variant on E for Thundercats. And finally from Dynamite Entertainment, we got Zootopia number 3 with a Trish Forstner cover, who does Feral. Alessandro Rinaldi, Craig Russo on a color bleed variant, and a storybook art variant. Ooh, movie character cover. All right. Over at Dark Horse, we get a new issue of Frankenstein, New World, The Sea of Forever, number 3, with this very cool Mike Mignola cover. Goon is back for Goon, Them That Don't Stay Dead, with an A cover by, of course, Eric Powell. And a B cover from Lee Bermejo. That's a pretty sweet cover. Huck. Ooh, we get a sequel to Huck. This is Huck Volume 2 from Mark Miller and Raphael Albuquerque. The original team is back together again for this new volume. Huck is an autistic man with extraordinary powers who tries to do one good deed every day. Now he's back in a sequel where a mysterious man tells him and his mother aren't the only super people out there, and there are others in hiding just like them. All new series from Mark Miller, 6 issues with from Raphael Albuquerque, a black and white B cover, and a C cover from Jay Lee. Very cool. I'm very fond of Huck. Volume 1 was fun. Okay, let's see. X Posse Holdings through Keen Spot has this new series debuting called Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights, Part 1 of 3 from Sean Demott, Matthew Spradlin, and art from Fareed Karami. Mark Spears Monsters number 1 comes back with a 5th printing with this new Mark Spears cover. Very cool. Floating World Comics puts out Magic Lantern, this one shot from writer Jinx, with art by Shaky Kane. Pardon me. What's up, Shaky? He looks kind of shaky there. Crush Depth number 2 of 5 from Mad Cave. Also from Mad Cave is Dark Pyramid number 2 of 5. Defenders of Earth number 6. Pardon me. Yeah, Mad Cave has got a whole bunch of stuff this week, including a B cover for Defenders of the Earth by George Djokovic. Gotcha Man number 9 comes back with this Inaki Miranda cover. And a Chris Batista cover who does interiors. Kill Train number 4 of 5. And this debut series from Mad Cave Studios entitled Slasher's Apprentice. Riley, a horror-obsessed podcaster with a slasher villain fixation, is seeking a new career path, helping her favorite legendary slasher, the Hopton Valley Killer, regain their long-lost notoriety while learning the ropes herself. From writer Justin Richards and artist Val Halverson, we got a B cover from Trevor Henderson and this A cover from interior artist Val Halverson, available on April 30th from Mad Cave Studios. Vampiro Rockabilly Apocalypse is back for number 4 of 5 from Sumerian Comics, Massive Press. I got a B cover from Napalm. El Terrifico Dr. Napalm, pardon me. And a C cover from Leo Colapietro. I tried. Free for All from Oni Press gets a second printing. This one shot from Patrick Horvath had the staff giggling when it came out a few weeks ago. Horrific violence will do that to our hardcore staff. Free for All is back with a second printing on April 30th. Ooh, Nacelverse puts out this one shot. This one shot from Oni Press and Nacelverse starring the great Garloo. You remember the great Garloo. The climax of the first year of the Nacelverse is upon us, and out of the ashes, the great Garloo arises. Since the events of Nacelverse number 0, the orphaned alien Garloo has crossed the cosmos, gearing up for Roboforce, racing alongside the biker mice from Mars, witnessing the power of the Sectors and the warriors of Symbion, and so many more heroes along the way. Now, on his newly adoptive home of Earth, he's found his true purpose and made peace with his destiny as the last remaining survivor of the doomed planet Larlon. It's the Great Garloo, written by rising superstar Leon Reiser and AJ Jyotikumar on art, with a cover by Kano. This is Nacelverse, the Great Garloo number 0. And it also has a B cover by Adam Polina, available on April 30th with a cover price of $5.99. Make sure you get your special orders in for this one. Okay. Ooh, here's an interesting one. This is from new publisher Lab Press. Just in time for Free Comic Book Day, this promotionally priced 99-cent comic presents an exclusive 22-page story that leads into the Lab's original graphic novel, Super Science, available only here, from writer N. Alessandro K. and artist M.K. Perker, who did this A cover. Nice. $1 for the Labs. Super Science Chapter 0. And that does it for Small Press. Let's move right on over into IDW. We got a few things on order for IDW this week, including Godzilla, Here There Be Aliens. This new series is both a fully standalone limited series and the epic conclusion to the Eisner-nominated Godzilla, Here There Be Dragons trilogy. It's the middle of the 20th century. Man, they just lost me. It's the middle of the 20th century, and Americans everywhere are terrified. All right, I'm just going back here. Okay, and Americans everywhere are terrified by these strange lights hovering above them in the night sky. And they should be. These UFOs are actually the Xylian race invasion force, revealed to have already been on Earth during the events of Here There Be Giants, Dragons. The Xylians have been attempting to destabilize the planet with the help of kaiju from outer space. With the aliens' claws deep inside the U.S. government, will our rogue operatives manage to band together to save humanity? From writer Frank Thierry and interior artist Angel Hernandez, we got an A cover from Pharaoh P. and a B cover from Angel Hernandez. This is Godzilla, Here There Be Aliens. Exciting. Also from IDW, got the Star Trek Lower Decks number 7 with a cover by Robbie Cook. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Nation number 6 with a Pharaoh P cover. And a B cover by Vitor Kafaji. This is also starring Bebop and Rocksteady. All right, that does it for IDW for this week on FOC. And then let's move right on over to Image Comics. Image has a whole bunch of stuff on the list this week. And we'll start right out with Bitterroot, the next movement, number 2. This is a new 5-issue miniseries exploring the next generation of the Bitterroot family by David Walker, Chuck Brown, and Sanford Green, who did this A cover, with a B cover by James Herron. Oh, man. That's cool. Trad Moore did a B cover on number 1, and I thought it was cool. This one's swell, too. Death of Copra, number 4 of 4. The miniseries finale from Michel Fife, who did this A cover, and the B cover by... I don't think this... Yeah, maybe it is. All right. Death of Copra, number 4. Feral 12 from Tony Fleeks and Tone Rodriguez. Pardon me. Tony Fleeks and Trish Forstner. Yes. The B cover by the same. Ooh, here's a cool one-shot from the G.I. Joe line. Of course, they just came out with the first one-shot in this Silent Missions project, giving various G.I. Joes Silent Missions one-shots. Yeah. This one is written by Wes Craig with interior art by Wes Craig and this A cover. And it features, let's see, now in a standalone silent issue, Duke treks through Cobra-infested terrain to find his target, a traitor who's joined the enemy. Got a B cover by Jorge Fornes. Check it out. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Duke. Silent Missions. Lost Fantasy is a series premiere from Kurt Pyers and Luca Casalanguida. There is a world of magic, myth, and monsters that exist beneath the surface of our own. Since first contact was made over 100 years ago, the great hunters have kept us safe from the creatures that lurk in the shadows. But last night, something broke through, and it's up to rookie monster hunter Henry Blackheart to stop it. A fresh take on fantasy from creators Kurt Pyers and Luca Casalanguida. It is East of West meets Something is Killing the Children in this new ongoing series. Plus, the Indigo Children return in Indigo Children Exodus, a brand new story serialized only in the pages of Lost Fantasy. It's kind of a cool way to do it. This is a giant size issue, 48 pages for $4.99, with an A cover by Luca Casalanguida and a B cover from Alex Diota, available on April 30th. Lucky Devils number 1 gets a 4th printing with a pencil version of the Ryan Brown cover. Patchwork Girl of Oz number 4 from Otis Frampton. Radiant Black number 33 from Kyle Higgins and Eduardo Ferragato. Cool flying vampire werewolves. And a B cover from Ricardo Ribaldo. Oh, he's a good boy. Rockefellers number 5 with a cover by Francis Manipul and a Ryan Sook cover on B. Ooh, look, a German Peralta cover. Seasons number 4 with a cover by Paul Azaceta. That's pretty cool and creepy. Snot Girl number 20 with a cover by Leslie Hung and a Brian Lee O'Malley cover. Here's an interesting thing. Might be a little bit hard to see that. Yeah, we'll lose that. This is a Transformers number 1 new printing, reprint with a sound chip edition. This is the Optimus Prime foil version. And there is a Starscream foil version as well. This comes in at a not so modest $19.99 cover price, but does feature a sound chip. So that's kind of cool. This is a reprint of number 1 with a sound chip of the Transformers converting noise on the sound chip. That's cool. Both these versions are $19.99. And there is also a Void Rivals number 1 reprint with a sound chip of the Jetfire foil. I don't know. I guess. Void Rivals also comes back with a new issue, number 18. This cover by Lorenzo Di Felici. And a B cover from Michelle. I'm sorry. With this cover by Giovanna Nero, maybe? Okay. We're taking everyone down with us. Number 1 gets a second print with a slightly recolored cover. Number 2 with a Stefano Landini cover and a Christian Ward cover on B. Ooh, we get a C cover from Ilya Bonetti for We're Taking Everyone Down with Us. And over on the Tyler Boss side of the Image universe, you'll get You'll Do Bad Things number 1 second printing with this cool new cover by Tyler Boss. And we get a second issue for this 6-issue miniseries with a Tyler Boss cover and an Adriano Tertelici variant on B. And that wraps up our focus on Image Comics. Let's move right on over to DC Comics. We got a decent list of books from DC this week. And we'll do it like that. There it is. Batman and Superman World's Finest gets a 2025 annual one-shot. This is a clever, not so clever way to do a crossover. This is a crossover between Justice League Unlimited and World's Finest. This is part 3. Yes. It also has that has a Dan Mora cover with interiors by Clayton Henry and a B cover from Clayton Henry. We'll get a Salvador LaRocca cover. That's pretty swell. Batman The Long Halloween number 7 is on FOC this week with a Tim Sale cover and interiors by Dave Johnson. And we get a Dave Johnson variant looking very Brian Bolland-esque. That's very nice. I like how she's giving me the side eye. All right, moving on. And it gets a C cover by Cully Hamner. Ooh, DC X Sonic the Hedgehog number 1 gets a second printing with this recolored version of the A cover. And a new cover with cardstock by Pablo M. Collar for an extra $1, $4.99. Detective Comics Detective Comics 2025 annual number 1, not crossing over with We Are Yesterday. This is from Detective Comics series writer Tom Taylor with interior art by many people, including Mikkel Janine. Let's check that out a little bit. We get some Al Ewing, get Joshua Fialkov, John McCrae, Fico Ossio, all kind of folk in this Detective Comics annual for 2025. Got a B cover from John McCrae. I like that. That's swell. More Fun Comics gets a facsimile edition. The Astounding Aquaman and the Gallant Green Arrow and Speedy make their dynamic DC debut among more fun tales of more fun adventure More fun comics with a cover by Howard Sherman. And of course, that's available in a foil version. Regular is a 64-page comic for $5.99, and the foil is $8.99. Power Company Recharged. This is a new series from DC All In. It's featuring a new super team debuting, spinning out of the events of Black Lightning and DC Power Rise of the Power Company. Hosea Power and Jefferson Pierce lead the newest iteration of the Power Company with a new purpose of rebuilding humanity's faith in heroes and fighting back against the rising anti-meta-human movement. For their first mission, the company dispatches Jace Fox, Batman, the Signal, and Vixen investigate a serial killer that's been hunting metas in the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. Batman and the Outsiders writer Brian Edward Hill makes his return to the DC alongside artists Carrie Randolph and Letha Martinez. We got this A cover by Edwin Galman and Ryan Benjamin on the cardstock B. C cover by Sanford Green. All for Power Company Recharge #1, available on April 30th from DC Comics. This is a one-shot. And finally, from DC Comics on FOC this week is Question All Along the Watchtower #6. Don't miss this epic finale. With the Watchtower collapsing around her, the Question and an unexpected ally must rally her team to take on the mastermind behind the downfall of the Justice League's unlimited home base. We got an A cover from Sean Tormey, who does interiors. Jorge Fornes on B, which is a good boy. Got a Dennis Cowan cover. And Al Kaplan on cardstock variants for the final issue of Question All Along the Watchtower #6. And that wraps up our spotlight on DC Comics. And we'll move right on over to Marvel Comics, who has a truly prolific list this week. And we will kick it off with the big follow-up to this week's blockbuster reveal. The origin of the all-new Venom is in All New Venom #6 with this A cover by Adam Kubert. Starting off this Impossible variant series, we got this Logan Lubera variant, which I kind of like. I think I like the Impossible variant theme more than I should. We get a Lucas Vernac spoiler variant. That's right, Tiger. Surprised they didn't save this for the second printing of #5. We'll see what they do there. Get a Pete Woods variant for All New Venom. Ooh, look, Amadeus Cho is celebrating his 20th anniversary. This is the 20th anniversary of Amadeus Cho's first appearance, a trio of stories written by Greg Pak, exploring thrilling, moving, and never-before-seen moments from the different stages in Amadeus's wild career. First join Amadeus, Hercules, and the Renegades on the eve of World War Hulk in a story drawn by Amadeus Cho's co-creator Takeshi Miyazawa. Then return to the era of the Totally Awesome Hulk as Amadeus and his sister Maddie Cho discover a long-hidden secret that might just break your heart. And finally, Amadeus in his Brawn era tackles a shocking new threat and emerges in a whole new form. From a host of creators, we get a Derek Chu cover on A, David Nakayama, a Lionel Francis Yu variant, all for Amadeus Cho's 20th anniversary special, available on May 7th. Amazing Spider-Man #3. already deep in this new series that starts this coming Wednesday. Number 3 is written by Joe Kelly with art by Pepe Larraz, who did this A cover. Alex Maleev. Let's see, Ed McGuinness, Itsy Bitsy variant. That's kind of weird. And a Rose Besh variant for Amazing Spider-Man. Number 3. Daredevil 21 has this cover by John Romita Jr. and interiors by Jose Luis. Kicking off the Alex Ross Timeless Virgin variant theme, we get this Iron Fist cover for Daredevil number 21. I'm going to try and stock a very limited amount of these for the shelf, but keep in mind, man, this is shelf blocker. This doesn't have Daredevil on the cover, so if it's in front of the Daredevil issue, people are not going to be aware that it's Daredevil. So might want to make sure you get this one on special order. We get a wraparound cover from the Marvel Television wraparound theme. And a Sergio Davia variant. Daredevil Cold Day in Hell number 1 already sold out at the distributor, so it's getting this Steve McNiven second print variant cover. Deadpool number 14 with this Torrin Clark cover. Pasquale Ferry. Todd Knock. We get a second issue of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, and he starts with Cap Wolf. His second issue as a David Paratore cover on A, Alessandro Capuccio on B. Godzilla vs. Fantastic Four number 1 gets a second print with this recolored Adam Kubert cover. It's Jeff gets a new one-shot collecting some of the Infinity comics with a cover by interior artist Gurihiru. Laura Kinney, Wolverine number 6 with a cover by Elena Casagrande. Anand Ramcharan on B. And Simone Simone DeMeo on C. Marvel Rivals number 1 already sold out, and it's getting this second printing with a Toki Tokoro variant with a not so subtle color something minus. Psylocke number 7 has this Mahmoud Asrar variant. I'm sorry, that's a Mahmoud Asrar variant on A. Michelle Bandini on the Impossible variant. Interesting. W. Scott Forbes with this Psylocke variant. And then we get Sam Wilson, Captain America number 5, and a mutated Red Hulk with this Torrin Clark cover on A. Fabrizio Di Tommaso variant. That's cool. That's really cool, man. I dig that. Good stuff. Spectacular Spider-Man number 15. Only has one cover. Awesome. And it's by Mark Bagley. Spider-Gwen the Ghost Spider gets this Mark Brooks variant. Mark Brooks cover on A for number 13. Ooh, hey, it's Mark Brooks on Phoenix cover. That's cool. Ooh, and he did the corner box too. Love it. And a B cover by Nimit Malavia. Very nice. Ooh, here's a big release. It is Spider-Man and Wolverine number 1. Did you hear that? That sound can only mean one thing. 2 of your favorite Marvel superheroes doing what they do best. With great responsibility or great power, there must also come the best there is. Spider-Man and Wolverine team up for the biggest adventure in Marvel Comics. Who or what is targeting this unlikely duo, and what can they do to stop it? Get ready for a non-stop thrill ride of big villains, bigger threats, and even bigger surprises as Logan and Peter Parker team up against the machinations of a plot too big for just one hero. This is written by Mark Guggenheim with interior arts and this A cover by Kari Andrews, a B cover from Clayton Crane, a Mark Bagley variant. All for Spider-Man and Wolverine #1, 32 pages for $4.99, with a release date of May 21st. Oh man, that's like 6 weeks away. Lame, Marvel. Storm #8 has this Matthias Mananini cover and a guest appearance by Thor. Ooh, a Ejikuri Storm variant. And Michelle Bandini. That's that. Okay, moving over to Ultimate Wolverine #5. Ultimate Sabretooth claws his way onto the scene. Written by Chris Condon with art by Alex Lins. We got this Alessandro Capuccio cover on A. Lionel Francis on B. And a C cover from Simone DeMeo. This is Ultimate Wolverine #5, available on May 7th. Also from the Ultimate Universe, this is Ultimate X-Men #15 from Peach Momoko, who did this A cover. A Kyle Hotz Ultimate Special variant. That's ultimately gross. Super cool. So goopy. Oh, look, we got a cute little Stan Sakai variant with these weird looking frogs. And they're not splatting. They're landing like they're cats. Ooh, is this how we're wrapping up Marvel? No, we got a couple more after this. All right, but here's a big premiere. Well, it's a new volume anyways. It is Vision and the Scarlet Witch #1 from ongoing series of limited series writer Steve Orlando with art by Lorenzo Tometa. Reunited under fatal circumstances. Mysterious doors are opening all over the world, drawing people in with the promises of miracles and reunions with lost loved ones. When Vision is mortally wounded investigating the deadly truth of the doors, the Scarlet Witch resorts to extreme measures to save his life, and the results are unlike anything either of them expected. Marvel's original star-crossed lovers reunite for the 50th anniversary of their wedding. From writer Steve Orlando, interior artist Lorenzo Tometa, and this A cover by Russell Dauterman. Get a Alex Ross Timeless variant featuring everybody's favorite mutant. What's his face? Fast guy. Stephanie Hans on C. That's so good. And all for Vision and the Scarlet Witch #1, available on May 21st. West Coast Avengers #6 kicks off this new storyline by Jerry Duggan with interior art by Danny Kim and cover artist Ben Harvey. Wonder Man, the real Wonder Man, shows up to stake his claim on that name. Got an Alex Ross Timeless Virgin variant with Tigra. A David Baldion Impossible variant. A John Tyler Christopher Negative Space Virgin variant. Yeah. All right. So this is going to wrap up Marvel. Alphabetically, of course. We're going to end out with X-Men #16. Meet the all-new, all-different X-Men. There are mutants who call themselves X-Men in Alaska and Louisiana and Chicago. But as Cyclops' team find themselves in more than one set of crosshairs dealing with a mutant crisis in Alaska, a new group of enemies make themselves known. They are the X-Men. Yeah, who are sponsored by 3K in their bid for possession of the future of mankind. This is X-Men number 16, written by Jed MacKay, with interior art by Ryan Stegman, who also did this A cover, available on May 7th, with this B cover by Alex Ross. Very nice Ms. Marvel portrait. Gerardo Sandoval 3K variant, and a Russell Dodderman variant, all for X-Men 16. That's a weird place to end it, but I'm ending it. That does it for Marvel Comics on FOC this week. Now let's close out the show with some upcoming events in and around the store. We got a big week coming up. Big week. Let's go over to the full view to show you what it's all about. Okay, we're going to kick off our next week's events on Friday, April 11th. You can join us for the East Dearborn Drink and Draw. It's hosted at Downey Brewing Company. For more information about Downey Brewing Company, you can check out their website at downeybrewingcompany.com. They are located at 13121 Prospect in Dearborn, in East Dearborn. Their phone number is 313-288-8442. This event is co-hosted by Blick Art Material and Green Brain Comics. Hope you can make it out. More information on our website, greenbraincomics.com. And coming up on April 21st, Brain Candy number 67, featuring poetry from Ken Mizell, prose from Jason Clam, music by Kevin Mizell, and the visual art of Jeff Van Zandt. That's all brought to you by the Emerging Writers Network, the presenters, and absolutely free for ye at Green Brain Comics. Monday, April 21st at 7 p.m. Which I guess, just before that, I got these out of sequential order. But Superman Day is coming up. Friday, April 18th is Superman Day 2025. You can celebrate with us all day long. We will have free Superman comics, limited special editions, discounts on Superman stuff throughout the store, and Superman cartoons playing on the big screen. These free comics and limited special editions, of course, while supplies last. That happens all day on Friday, April 18th. Just for showing up, you can get your choice of one of the 3 different free Superman Day comics, and if you make a purchase, we'll give you more. It's awesome. And before you know it, it's going to be time for Free Comic Book Day. It's happening on Saturday, May 3rd at Green Brain Comics from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We've got a big giant list of amazing creators. We are just about to release that list. Keep your eyes open and that date on your calendar for the first Saturday in May. That is Saturday, May 3rd, Free Comic Book Day 2025 at Green Brain Comics. You join us back here on Tuesday at 6:30 for Brain Scan, our weekly live stream preview of New Comic Book Day from the floor of Green Brain Comics. That's Wednesday, 6:30 live. And it's all in the service of new comics. We've got a big giant list of new comics coming out on Wednesday, April 9th. Hope to see you there. And of course, you're welcome back next week for more Final Order Report, where we bring you a hand-picked selection of new comics and graphic novels heading to print. And that's the top of the list, folks. That's it. That's almost every comic book on Last Call this week, and you've got until Monday at noon, April 7th, to order these items and many, many more. Plenty of graphic novels on the list. Please send and confirm items in your cart before the deadline. Yeah, get rid of that. And then that. Let's see. Thank you for joining me on the Final Order Report. Stay up to date on all of our happenings. We are Green Brain Comics on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All the links to our shopping cart, website, and Comichub are below in the description. Music for this episode provided by Brainstem production recording artist Klezmergeddon. We are spreading the love of comic books and graphic novels from the heart of East Downtown Dearborn since 1985. Feed your brain at Green Brain Comics. Thanks for watching, folks. See you soon. Emanating from deep under the earth, spreading across the globe at the speed of thought, changing the world one brain at a time. This is the Final Order Report from Green Brain Comics.